Rebecca, and this is ATC Presents Daebak K-Rambles, where a couple of friends review Korean dramas. And today, on a very special episode of Season 3, I have my usual co-host Rico with me. How are you?
Hey, I am back, baby. I'm excited. I'm excited to be back. It's been a while. My work schedule has kind of kept me away from being able to review shows on a consistent basis. But I'm glad to be back. So this is going to be fun.
I'm glad to have you back. I'm glad to have you back on a very fun episode. I imagine we'll have a ton of fun reviewing Vincenzo. Hey.
Vincenzo.
Yeah, we've been watching this for a really long time. It feels like we've both been watching Vincenzo for like months. It is finally here. We're finally done. We're going to review it.
Yes. There were times waiting for this episode to be recorded that I had to like go back and like refresh my memory on certain things. So like I had to like go online and it's like, hold on, does this happen in this episode or that episode? And like stuff like that. So I'm excited though.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you back. We're going to get started. We're going to get started right after this, because if this is your first time listening, thank you so much for pressing play on this very special episode. Please go ahead, do yourself a favor, subscribe on your favorite podcast app. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and many more. And if you like us, please give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. That goes such a long way for other listeners just like you to discover us.
So come check us out on social media to stay up to date on our latest episodes and reviews. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at ATC Daebak Pod. Lastly, if you're a fan, please consider becoming a patron. It's a great way for you to get involved and support the show. You can check out our page. It's under the Always the Critic umbrella. It is patreon.com/alwayscriticpod. And once again, thank you to our patron subscribers, Janet, Curtis, Robin, and Bailey.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm going to get started on reading my drama list synopsis for Vincenzo, and then we're going to get going. My drama list synopsis reads, at the age of 8, Park Jo-hyung went to Italy after he was adopted. He is now an adult and has the name of Vincenzo Casano. He is a lawyer who works for the mafia as a consigliere. Because of a war between mafia groups, he flees to South Korea. In South Korea, he gets involved with lawyer Hong Cha-young. She is the type of attorney who will do anything to win a case. Vincenzo Casano falls in love with her. He also achieves social justice by his own way. All right. So this show originally aired from February to May 2021. It is firmly a pandemic show, and it was released almost simultaneously on Netflix. So the international audience got to see it basically at the same time as the Korean audience. And that's where it got a lot of fame, because it was in like the top 10 for Netflix and stuff as it was airing. Vincenzo is 20 episodes long. It's directed by a female director, Kim Yi-won. She's directed soundtrack number 1, also a Disney Plus show, The Crown Clown from 2019, which we'll be covering later in the season, Warm and Cozy from 2015, and she's currently directing Little Women with Kim Go-eun and a bunch of people. A bunch of big names are in Little Women, based on the cool Louisa May Alcott book.
That's really cool.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be a mystery thriller, so totally different tone than
changing the genre completely.
Yeah, absolutely. Vincenzo is written by a male screenwriter, which is pretty rare for K-dramas. Park Je-bum. He wrote The Fiery Priest, Good Manager, Blood from 2015, which I do not recommend. I did not like Blood. He also wrote The Good Doctor from 2013, and if that name sounds familiar, it was later licensed and turned into an American series from ABC with Freddie Highmore. So that is a export of Korea.
Yes, it is.
Yes, Vincenzo stars Song Joong-Ki as Vincenzo Casano, the title character. We've seen him before from Descendants of the Sun. Rico?
Yes, we have.
Season 1?
I remember Descendants of the Sun.
Descendants of the Sun.
That was a season. Was that a season 1 or season 2?
Season 1.
That's a season 1.
Season 1. Yes. So scroll back in your podcast feed if you want to hear our thoughts on Descendants of the Sun from 2016. Song Joong-Ki is basically a household name. He's been in Arthur Chronicles, The Innocent Man from 2012. I think my favorite Korean movie, A Werewolf Boy, as well. I say that like with a grain of salt because sometimes Korean movies are like my internal list of favorite movies changes every so often, but A Werewolf Boy holds a very high place in my heart. The show also stars Jeon Yeo-Bin as Hong Cha-young, and she's been in Be Melodramatic and Save Me from 2017. She's basically a newcomer, new face to the K-drama world. Yeah, haven't seen her really in much. Taecyeon as Jung Joo. Sorry, I'm already laughing because of Taecyeon. Anyway, he plays Jang Jun-woo, and he's been in Secret Royal Inspector and Joy, Save Me from 2017. So him and Jeon Yeo-Bin were in the same drama together. Bring It On Ghost from 2016, Dream High from 2011. Again, Dream High, circling around. I feel like every episode I mentioned Dream High. Do you know who Taecyeon is?
No, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Who that is.
Okay, Taecyeon is the rapper from the K-pop group 2PM.
Okay.
Does that ring any? You've never seen anything from 2PM,
No, I
right?
haven't actually.
I gotta send you like a few music videos after this.
All right. Gotcha.
So you can see like Taecyeon in action at the peak of his career. Well, not the peak of his career, but the peak of his music career, so to speak.
Gotcha.
We've got a few side characters of note. I'll say Kim Yo-jin plays Choi Myung-hee, and she's been in about 16 movies and a bunch of TV, like Throw a Rock and You'll Hit a K-drama that she's been in, Extracurricular from 2020, Itaewon Class from 2020, Rookie Historian, Guhae Ryung, Where Stars Land, My Secretary, Love in the Moonlight, Tears of Heaven, Angel Eyes, so many. She's been in a lot of K-dramas. We also have Kwak Dong-yeon as Chairman Jang Han-so, and he's been in Big Mouth from 2022. That's where you might see him now. He's starring in Big Mouth, Our Beloved Summer, It's Okay to Not Be Okay. He was like a side character in that. So many K-dramas as well. He's a common name, common face. All right, so all that out of the way, Rico, what did you think of Vincenzo?
Before we do that,
you have a question on your face.
Because when you said he was in Big Mouth, for me, Big Mouth it's a Netflix show. It's an animated show from Netflix. I don't think we're talking about the same thing, though.
No. It's a currently airing K-drama. We're recording this in September of 2022.
Then, yeah.
And Big Mouth is currently airing.
Gotcha, yeah. So is the new one, or the show. But anyway, okay. So this show, Vincenzo. I think that this is a very well done show. I love the way the show looks. It has like such a high production value to it. I think that the acting performances are very good throughout the entire show. There's a couple of qualms I have where the show kind of starts off like it's going to be like a mafia type of show. But then the show kind of like diverts itself into more of like a law drama, kind of like a sitcom almost in some ways. This is another thing that I have about Korean shows, is that they like to dabble in multiple types of genres in one show. Yeah. And it kind of, you're in a very serious moment at one moment, and then you hear like the light fluttery music, and then they're like flirting with each other, and it's like a rom-com, and it's like it's so hard to wrap your head around and stay in the moment without being like, well, this show just changed all of a sudden. With that said, though, even with the qualm that I have with that, I think that this is a very good show. It ranks a little higher in my own personal, the ones that we've done together here on the show. I think your number one has consistently been Signal. Yes, it has, and it still is. Not to say that this is bad or anything. I would have to go back and look at my rankings. It's probably somewhere in that maybe like 4 to 5 range, somewhere in there, out of the shows that we've done. So kind of high for me. I really enjoy the performance by Song Joong-Ki. Song Joong-Ki, yeah. Who plays Vincenzo. There is a seriousness to the character that I do like that he brings. Also, I do like when he does have interactions with Hong Cha-young, who's played by Jeon Yeo-Bin, right? Is that how you pronounce her real name?
Her real name, Jeon Yeo-Bin.
Jeon Yeo-Bin. So their interactions together are really good. I really enjoy them as a couple. The things that happen throughout the show, I think there's some very nice moments of sweetness between them, but also them working together as the show progresses. I think you see a good established relationship between the two. So I really enjoy their chemistry, their interactions. And then the third character that I like a lot as well is what is his name? But he's basically like the brother who's part of the Babel group, but he's not evil.
Yes. Well, that's a spoiler, but yeah, Chairman Jang Han-so, he's played by the last person on this list, Kwak Dong-yeon.
There we go. Kwak Dong-yeon. He's the half brother. And we'll
yes.
kind of just leave it at that.
Okay,
and that's
cool.
it. So
you liked him.
These characters I really like the most, and I find myself gravitating towards as I'm watching the show. So overall, I really had fun with the show. I think it is a very good show to watch. There's a couple of moments that stand out for me, but then there's a couple of moments that I'm just like, not sure if we needed either this plot line or even to spend time here in this moment. But overall, a pretty good show. How about you, Jessica?
All right. So I had high expectations for this show because everyone and their mom sings Vincenzo's praises. It's a well-regarded show that I happened to completely miss when it was originally airing. And I love Song Joong-Ki, like facts. I came into this with high expectations. In the first episode, again, like you said, made me think it was going to be a very high stakes, high intensity mafia show. The Italy sequences were stunning. I was blown away by that whole intro sequence, and then I was like expecting that tone throughout the show. That was not the case at all. There was so much more slapstick comedy and generally light, ridiculous sequences in comedy than I wanted. I was expecting and wanting a darker tone. If they had stuck more to that, then I think I would have liked the show better. But it was always teetering between genres, between this anti-hero dark law drama and this ridiculous light comedy, situational comedy. Like you said, you were like, oh, it's kind of like sitcom. Yeah, it is. I was not as invested as other people with the Gumha Plaza inhabitants.
This is a main storyline that I don't understand why it played such a big role.
The Gumga Plaza residents were not why I was invested at all, if you can call me being invested in Vincenzo. I think that they were just very distracting to me. I didn't find them that funny at times. I think towards the end of the show, they started to grow on me because they left some of the comedy behind in favor of them coming more into the fold of the Vincenzo machinations and their grand plan. I just didn't like the tone of the show, the pacing of the show. And when I say pacing, I mean, why was it 20 episodes more than an hour a piece per episode?
Another thing that I consistently struggle with, and you've known me on this.
Yeah, but I struggled with this too on this show. I was very distraught when I consistently paused at the hour mark and I was like, there's more time. What else can they possibly put in this episode? I feel like they could have definitely trimmed down the episodes, trimmed down the fat, left some stuff on the cutting room floor, versus stuffing each episode to the brim with content that I wasn't, compelled by.
Would you say that this would have been better served as a 16 episode rather than the 20?
100%.
Because there was enough to cut out to drop it down to 16.
Oh, yeah. And get it really tight,
Yes.
A tight story. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I kind of struggle with is a lot of the time, at least this is just for me personally, a lot of the times on the Korean shows, there's a lot of different plot lines that just don't really influence the end game of the A storyline. So sometimes we spend too much time with the B and the C plot that you're just kind of waiting. Okay, we got to get back to the main plot of the story.
Right.
I don't mind a B plot, but it cannot hog up too much time when there's only so many episodes. There's only 20 episodes of a show. You can't dedicate that much time to the B and the C plots. That's my opinion on that part.
No, I agree completely. I don't think I was as positive on the main coupling of Hon Cha-young and Vincenzo as you were.
Okay.
This is a hot take. I don't think they had chemistry.
Oh. Okay.
I think they were way better as platonic partners and partners in crime than they were romantic interests.
Okay. I gotcha.
Are you going to advocate for them during the rest of this episode?
I'm not going to like sit here and be like, you're wrong and this is I think I felt like they did have some chemistry, but I'm not going to sit here that it's the best chemistry that I've seen from any couple here at any point from any show that we've watched. But I think, at least for myself, I saw a little more chemistry than you did, most likely.
Yeah, I think they were best suited as just partners in crime.
Got it.
There were a couple of moments where I was like, okay, we're getting there. It's warming up. But it wasn't this chemical reaction, if you get my meaning.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
I don't know what else to say. I think I love the way it was shot, just like you said, cinematography-wise, really beautiful visuals. I think that I was wanting more from the OST. It wasn't working. Working as in like it wasn't doing its part.
Right.
In the grand scheme of the show, I think they relied heavily on classical music, which is perfectly fine to me.
Yeah.
I think they could have gone even heavier on the classier on the classical music and those needle drops, which invoke a different kind of tone and feeling.
I see what you're saying. Would you say that because we're so used to in Korean shows having like that pop element being injected into the soundtracks, maybe that's something that was kind of missing from the show because you're so used to it?
I do feel like I'm used to it and I'm wanting that element in the show for sure. They did have score. And in particular, there was one emotional song that I have to find the track for it. But it started just like Great is Thy Faithfulness. You know that old hymn?
Yes.
Do you know that old hymn? So it literally was the same. It started the same notes as Great is Thy Faithfulness. And every time it came on, I was like, great is thy faithfulness, oh God, my Father. I just sang it in my head. And then once it stopped with the melody, I was like, I got off it, I stopped singing it. But it was very dead on. And in that respect, it made me think it's very old sounding because Great is Thy Faithfulness is like hella old.
Oh, that's an old song. Yeah.
That's an old hymn.
You are very right about that.
Anyway, I don't know what else to say without going into spoilers because I truly feel like anything you say is kind of spoilery.
Yeah, you're right.
Wait. Let's talk about it. Well, I don't think this is necessarily a spoiler, but Taecyeon, what did you feel about his performance?
About Taecyeon's performance?
Yeah. What did you feel about Taek?
Okay. So he is basically he's an intern, right? At the law firm?
Yes. Yeah, he starts as an intern at the law firm.
Right, he starts there. But then, we learn more about him. I think that what I do like how the show kind of treated him first was like he's like just go with the flow, like happy-go-lucky, whatever. But as the show goes and you see the way they change that character, I think they do a good job because the show needed like a true, and I mean, I don't know how much we can say without spoiling it, but
okay,
like
I got you.
It needs an antagonist.
It needed him.
It needed it, and they needed the change. They needed to establish a big bad, and I put that in quotes just because when you're dealing with a show where there's implications of the mob or some type of corporation who's like in control, whatever you're doing, you need to establish a face to it almost. And I'm kind of glad that he's like the one that they did that with, because he brings a little bit of a presence. Like, I love that it goes from, you know, we don't really see him as a threat type of thing as an audience member, and then it shifts, and you think, oh, he's a major problem. I thought they did a good job with that. How about you? Did you feel the same way or differently?
I was spoiled.
Oh no.
Before I watched the show, because I'm deep in the enemy's camp here in K-drama territory, deep in the enemy's camp. The K-drama editors do not sleep, and I was spoiled about Taecyeon's character. I think people rank him. I'm just gonna go out and say it. I think people rank him as one of the best K-drama villains.
Okay.
What would you say to that claim?
I don't know if I would consider him like the best villain. I think he's a good villain. But the best seems like a very strong title to assign to him.
I think so too. I think people might be grasping a bit when they say he's the best villain. I think that there are other villains in K-drama that do a bit better job, that are a little more nuanced. I feel like Tech was chewing up scenery.
He was.
Chewing up scenery, just noshing on it. He was really cartoonish.
Yeah, you can even say he was cartoonish.
Yeah.
Like, because it was... Okay, so maybe this is something that I'm thinking of, but I think that a lot of times when we do meet a villain in in a Korean show, they do kind of go after like a lot of the cliches of what makes a villain a villain. You know, they have to either be yelling if they're doing that, or they have to look very sinister and they have to like put on a face to do it. Like they go after the cliches. So maybe there was enough differences between the way he started to the way he ended that people maybe like see like a character progression almost. Maybe that's how people saw it. And so that's a little bit different, because a lot of times those villains are one note. It's like, I'm bad because I'm bad and I do bad things, and that's kind of it. There's no nuance to characters sometimes.
I would like to dive into his psyche a bit when we get to the spoiler section, but I honestly feel like people are very, what's the word? They're not blinded, but just thrilled.
Maybe caught in the moment
by the reveal.
Yeah.
When they reveal Tech's true nature, you're just like, oh my God. Like it's a twist, in the show. What? Where is that from?
Oh, you don't know where that's from. So there's a there was a show, Robot Chicken, that was on Cartoon Network.
Robot
and
Chicken.
So they did a whole thing about Shyamalan, right? M. Night Shyamalan. And so like they would like do like a little thing, and then they would like do something, and then Shyamalan would kind of come out and be like, "What a twist!" And with that voice and everything, what a twist. So anytime like a twist comes up in my head, I'm just like, what a twist.
Okay, so you gotta send me one of those videos.
I gotta send you one of those now.
I loved the intro sequence, the opening credit sequence for Vincenzo. It's got like a Mad Men meets James Bond meets House of Cards intro.
Good stuff on it.
We'll get to some fun facts right now before we give our scores and jump into spoilers. So we talked a little bit about the introduction of Vincenzo, the character, in Italy. How did Song Joong-Ki film in Italy during COVID-19? He didn't. He didn't. All those scenes that were set in Italy were done completely CGI.
Really? All of them?
I kid you not. Song Joong-Ki never stepped foot in Italy. None of those people were there when he was acting. He was acting in front of a blue screen the entire time. Every single Italy scene.
So,
what do you think of that?
So that's
you're a stickler for CGI.
I'm a stickler for CGI, and in that sequence, there are like moments where I guess maybe I thought the sky they might have wanted to make it look a certain way, but I didn't think like the entire thing was CGI.
The whole thing.
So they did a good job getting me on there. I didn't think the entire thing was CGI.
Yes.
So I gotta give him props for being able to act by himself pretty much. Because he's not really with them.
There's nobody there.
There's no one there. That's hilarious to me.
Oh, nice. I'm so glad they got you on that.
They got me.
Yeah, they really did. That Netflix money coming through. Some native Italian speakers have reviewed Song Joong-Ki's Italian in Vincenzo because he speaks Italian a bunch of times in the show. And they have said that although his pausing was awkward, his pronunciation was mostly accurate. And they especially thought that his swearing in Italian was perfect.
Why is it that when it comes to cursing, everybody can be an expert?
Yeah, everyone's a native speaker.
Think about every like person who doesn't know Spanish, but you tell them a curse word, and they easily get it.
Every time. So let's talk ratings. I mentioned the top 10 on Netflix. The first episode reached a 7.7 rating, making it the fourth highest rated TVN drama premiere. The finale received 14.6% rating, making it the 11th highest rated K-drama in cable television history.
Ooh, really good.
Yeah.
That's really
good.
Yeah, it is.
A shit ton of people watch Vincenzo.
Yes, pretty much.
All right. So there's some fun facts, more fun facts, but we'll get into them for the spoiler section. What would you rate this show out of 5 soju bottles?
Out of 5 soju bottles, I am going to give it a 3.5.
3.5
soju bottles, yes.
All right. I'm going to give it the same. But I feel like I'm on the negative side and you're on the positive side.
That's what
I don't know why we have the same soju bottle score, but we'll get into it, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to talk spoilers right after this.
Excuse me, 뭐라고?
괜찮아.
You know, I have no 친구. Oh, sorry.
Swear, disgusting shit.
What?
All right, we're on the other side of spoilers for Vincenzo. So if you have watched Vincenzo, keep listening. If you don't care to be spoiled, then listen on. All right, so episodes 1 and 2, I found them so boring after he lands in Korea.
Yeah. So the big thing for me is when they start introducing these different plot threads that I thought we were going to get like a true mafia show, and it doesn't feel that way after you land in Korea.
Right.
It kind of, you know what it kind of feels like? It kind of feels like the show like bills itself with the first trailer of the first part of the first episode.
Yes.
And then bamboozles you.
Yes.
Into a different show.
100%. I thought the Italy stuff was really cool. Pure mafia. Super interesting. And then he gets to Korea and it's like someone declawed a cat.
Thank you.
Like you're just like, what is this?
And then they, they go ahead and they like just introduce like this separate storyline about the building.
Yeah.
That's one. They, here is a law case against Babel. And you think, oh, maybe this is just a side case. No, this is going to be the main storyline. That's the only case.
Yeah, that's the main storyline. It's against Babel. Babel. It's against Babel Pharmaceuticals, and then you expand because apparently that's a subsidiary. Babel Conglomerate is the bad guy, the bad company that they're fighting against. They introduce a bunch of tropes, like he has mommy issues because he was abandoned as a child, so you get the abandonment trope. his mom gave him up for adoption, and she's now imprisoned for killing an abusive employer, but that was a falsehood because she didn't kill the guy. He was like attempting to rape her. It's like really dramatic. And the Babel fight, the introduction of oh my God, what's her name? Cha Hong. Lord,
Yes.
what is her name? I got it here. Why am I
Chaeyoung-
struggling? Hong Chaeyoung.
Yeah, Chaeyoung Hong. Or Hong
When
Chaeyoung.
she gets in,
Sorry.
Hong Chaeyoung. When she gets introduced, I'm not sold on her characterization because she is kind of playing the villainous role where she's on the side of Babel. She's fighting with her dad. I'm not interested, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not interested at all in anything that's happening.
No.
It's not until the end of episode 3 when things finally start to pick up.
Okay. So
They come in
all right.
with the truck slamming into the building
Yep.
and killing Chaeyoung's dad.
Yep.
And it was the kick in the pants the show needed because they had this epic montage sequence after this truck crash where Chaeyoung is struggling to cope, feeling guilty over being at odds with her father and his morals. The media's smear campaign against him and the witness researcher was all that was particularly upsetting because even though I didn't care about anything that was happening,
Right.
You knew that her dad was like a righteous lawyer.
He was.
He was a good guy.
He was a good guy.
And to see her just going through it, Vincenzo's in a coma, like it's like crazy. And I thought that was the turning point in the show for it to actually start to be more high stakes again.
So
After the first sequence.
one of my things about a show like this, when you don't have as many episodes, is the show needs to propel in the first episode.
Yeah.
You can't wait until episode 3 to finally
The end of episode 3.
to get the catalyst for the show, because this is what gets like different parts of the story moving. It gets Chaeyoung and Vincenzo closer together to start battling against Babel. Like it puts the kick in the pants to start going that way. But
Right.
it shouldn't be by episode 3. It should have been much sooner.
I agree completely. Yeah. That truck scene though, the truck was literally driven into the store.
Yep. Driven right
Shattering
into
the glass and turning over the tables and spilling the bottles of rice wine and stuff.
Yeah.
They were hooked up to stunt wires.
Really?
And then they were hauled across the room to make it look like they were flying from the impact of the truck crash. They didn't do it at the same time, though. They did it separately, and then I guess they pieced it together after the fact in post.
Yeah.
But I thought that was a really cool fun fact, is that there was no CGI for that truck.
No, they fully
They did
went
it.
in. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I enjoy a good practical stunt.
Yeah. Although that one, I would have guessed that it was CGI.
Yeah, if you're gonna do that, would be the one that you would think would be CGI, not the entire Italy sequence.
The entire Italy sequence. Yeah. So going back to this montage, we're now like in episode 4, they have this montage of the murder aftermath, and it was all set to Requiem K626, aka Mass 19 in D minor. And it reminded me a bit of especially with the, oh my God, what's her name? Choi Myung-hee, that other evil attorney.
Yes.
The woman attorney.
The woman attorney. Yes.
So Choi Myung-hee, she is dancing in her office and stuff during that whole sequence. And it reminded me of both the Joker with the dancing on the steps and it was like that simultaneous, the whole like sequence plus her dancing reminded me of Joker dancing on the steps, plus the "Do you renounce Satan" scene from The Godfather.
From The Godfather. Oh my God.
It reminded me of the "Do you renounce Satan"
I can kind
scene.
of see it. I could kind of see it.
They cut back and forth between like the people who are the victims and the woman who's pulling all the strings because she's the one who said, "I want it all to happen on the same night." You know, it was actually really good editing And I appreciated that scene a lot.
They do a really good job with it. Whenever a scene like that happens where like it does kind of like make you think of like the Godfather scene, the renowned Satan scene. A lot
do you renounce Satan and all his works?
There's a lot of shows who do it, but one that did it within the last 10 years that I found to be fantastic was,
oh my God, tell me.
Have you ever seen Modern Family?
No, I have not. Just bits and pieces.
A fantastic one where they're at a baby christening and everything. And,
no, stop.
And they do the whole sequence of like, do you renounce Satan and all his works? And it's Phil Dunphy, like the dad who's always the fun one that you see like in all the commercials and stuff. And he's the one, he sends his son to like do the works that need to be done. Such a great thing. So if you ever watch Modern Family, I think the episode is called Fulgencio because that's going to be the name of the baby.
Of course. That's the baby's name?
Yeah, it's the baby between Sofia Vergara's character and Al Bundy guy.
Oh, man.
They had a baby, and so he wants to name it Joe because he's a typical white guy. And she's like, her mom wants to name it Fulgencio, like the 4th or whatever. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
Back to Vincenzo.
Back to Vincenzo. So episode 4 ends with them setting fire to the Babel warehouse.
To stop the drugs from spreading out.
Yes.
I really, great
Loved
scene.
It.
Great scene.
Great scene. Loved it.
And also like really to like put Babel like on their heels. Like, oh shit. Like,
yes.
It's not going to be easy coming at these two. And Vincenzo, he's going to do things his own way. So
yeah,
I appreciate that.
I liked how they even messed with the sprinklers so they wouldn't turn on.
Great job.
They're like, "What? Don't we have like a sprinkler system? Why is nothing getting put out?" And they backtrack again. And you see them messing with the sprinkler system and shutting it off. And I'm like, "Oh my God, it's so great." You see, finally, the big bad shows up, and it's Taecyeon.
Yes,
it's Tech.
It's Tech
rolling up, looking fierce, looking bad. And he's the man behind the curtain.
They finally, like, we get the reveal.
I just like how the scene is so well put together, and then the culmination is a grand reveal.
Right. Exactly.
So, and then the final shot is of all of our arsonists driving away, looking at the Inferno, and they're playing Pavarotti's rendition of Nessun Dorma from Turandot. And we get a translation of the lyrics because Vinny says them. He says, set stars at dawn. I will win. I will win. I will win. And you're just like, oh, like you just feel like such momentum and drive. And
these
you're like, oh.
moments like this is what really drives me on this show. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That scene felt a lot like the Bellagio fountain scene from Ocean's 11 to me.
Ah.
Yeah. It's very poetic.
Good call. Good call.
Look, a lot of nothing happens between episodes 4 through 8.
Oof. Yo, you're telling me.
Yo.
I'm like sitting there.
Struggling.
I'm just like, come on, let's get into the meat of it.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's not happening.
Yeah. It's not happening. We get a lot of back and forth with the tenants and, their shenanigans, and I don't care.
I'm just like, yeah. So I can't remember what episode this happens in. Maybe we haven't gotten there yet, but maybe it's episode like 10 because we're about to get there. But when they come down to like the aid of Vincenzo, and then like they do like those showing what they were in their past.
Oh, that's
life.
one of the last episodes.
Never mind.
Yeah,
we'll talk about
way
that
later.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay, well, in episode 8. I had a big qualm here because the undercover Homeland Security agent, who's masquerading as the Italian chef's apprentice in the building, he says in voiceover, I finally realized why these people remained here and stood their ground. They were inspired by Vincenzo's strength and excellent leadership. That means Vincenzo isn't a mafia. He's not a mafia. He's Che Guevara.
So because somebody shows leadership potential, they're not mafia. They're Che Guevara. That doesn't really
so many
make
issues.
sense.
I have so many issues with it. I just can't. There's no way to. So, I don't think that's the case at all. Like,
no,
he's so wrong. Like on so many levels.
Completely, because never do you feel like he's inspiring a people for like a true revolution. Not until later on in the show. You don't,
and not to mention
it.
Che Guevara's a murderer.
Well, that too.
Who was killing his own people. So
yeah, that's also very true.
There's that.
And to say like, you know, he shows good leadership quality, so he can't be mafia. That also doesn't make sense either, because most of the time you show the good leadership and you become part of the family, the head of the family. Like,
right, you have to be some sort of charismatic person.
Yeah,
to lead a family. I think
that's a line that doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, it
I was like, ooh, so bad. Do some research on Che Guevara also. Anyway, I think episode 8 had some really good moments where he's trying to seduce the bank president, who's like a closet homosexual. Do you remember this part?
I remember it very, very low, yes. But yes.
The scene of him riding the horse, I lost it. It was they knew what they were doing when they put Song Joong-Ki on the horse in that getup.
Of course they knew what they were doing.
They knew exactly what they were doing. They were catering to a specific audience. And it was the same as, I don't know, same fan service as maybe like a shower scene or something in a K-drama.
Yes. Or, you know, just a random moment where like they touch the arm and then it goes into slow motion.
They touch the arm and then slow motion.
Oh yeah, they do touch the arm.
You're getting it.
One. Yeah.
You're getting it.
Yes.
It's meant for something. And actually that bank president is the second male lead in this drama called Our Beloved Summer. And he's tremendous in that. And he's very endearing in that. And I feel really bad that he's so evil in Vincenzo. He's really bad. Like what was his deal? He wasn't just like a closet homosexual. He was actually kind of out. And he was killing guys that didn't want anything to do with him. Like he would ask them out and then he would just like beat them up in spite. For spite. Because they rejected him.
Right, they rejected him. Yeah, that's not a great way to handle rejection.
It was crazy. So I like how he got his comeuppance, of course.
Of course.
They scare the shit out of him with the zombies, the zombie prank.
Yeah.
Oh,
again,
God.
like the show like goes through different types of tones. Like there are moments where things are getting really serious and then like a zombie prank. Like, you know, like it's so out of left field sometimes that you're just like, what am I watching? And then it tries to get back into it, you know, once again, it tries to get back into the Babel plot. So yeah, so it's
I think that there's a lot of different weird, bizarre Chekhov guns in the show.
Okay. What's
we
one
just
that
mentioned
you're
the zombies. We just mentioned the zombies. So in an early episode, some of the tenants are learning how to be zombies in like a kind of like a dance studio because one of the tenants is a dancer, and they're learning how to be zombies. They later on in episode 8 or 9 or whatever, they all prank the gay bank president because he's got this extreme zombie phobia. So like why introduce this weird zombie thing in an early episode, and then they use it again. Before Tech is revealed to be the big bad, he punishes his half brother on the ice rink, pelting him with ice hockey pucks and beating him with a stick.
Right, because there has to
that's
be
that's his method. Yeah, but no, that's not what I thought. But that's not what I thought at all. But the half brother uses that method later on to punish like 3 executives after a little bit of ice rink hockey torture. And it's
Chekhov's
the same thing.
Puck.
Chekhov's ice hockey. Tech goes full send, murdering one of the prosecutors with a hockey stick. And that, I mean, again, they keep harping on this weird Chekhov's gun. Like if we had it here, we have to have it here.
Right. For a foreshadowing moment that they could bring up later, and it won't appear out of left field.
They have another ice hockey thing where Vinny ends up with the half brother on the ice, and the face off with the Interpol agents, and it's whatever.
Like, help us out. Like, don't
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What did you think? I had an issue with this because they had this in a few episodes where Vinny seems to have. Also, I'm nicknaming him Vinny for obvious reasons. Anyway, Vinny seems to have periodic nightmares and PTSD dreams about his past life as a violent member of a mafia family, and they never really return to that, and they never deal with it.
No, they don't really deal with that, and I found that to be disappointing because I would have liked to see like that recall of his memories to play out in a moment where you can see that his past is still affecting him now. Where you can see him composed and everything, but that little moment can rear its ugly head, but we don't really get that in the show. We just get, it's more about understanding where he came from, but not really who he is.
Ooh.
That's the thing about like all those flashbacks, to me at least. And then on top of that, kind of like, related, there's this whole angle with his mother, or I don't know, maybe I'm kind of misremembering this, but like it is his mother, but they're not really like referencing each other that way. Am I misremembering the way the mother interactions went?
The mother interactions are, he never outright says like, you're my mom.
Right, there we go.
And she never outright says, I'm your mom.
Right. So
I mean, it's unspoken.
Right, it's unspoken, so I don't understand how that's supposed to give us any indication of what the man he is today because of that relationship. Because if at least you would have told us or showed us that this really bothers him or this really changed him in the past to become the person that he is now, then I get that interaction between him and his mom. Maybe it's an ice cold relationship and all that. But the fact that we go to it a couple of times and we don't really get a reason why it's referenced, and does it make him the man who he is? Is that the case? But more, it's just like, oh, this is just another aspect of his life that doesn't really have to do anything with what's going on in the A story at all.
I think that they had, not that they had an opportunity, but they didn't take necessarily the easy route with his trauma and his backstory. They, like the mother, he never necessarily outright blames her, although there is tension there. And he does have stuff to work through because he's very hesitant to get involved in her life, in her case.
Yep.
But he knows that she needs him. That she's helpless and innocent in her, life or whatever. And I think she does end up saying why she gave up her son, right?
In like one of the almost last episodes, I think she does.
Yes.
I just don't remember what it was.
Oh, that's right. She was dying of lung cancer in the late 80s. And she had a bad diagnosis or prognosis. And so she just gave up her son for adoption with the intention of, if she gets better, she'll pick him up again. Which, not how adoption works, but whatever. Now, that's not why you put your kid in the system. But anyway, that was the signal for him to basically forgive her because she had a good enough reason, I guess, to give him up. Which, I mean, kind of a good reason. Impending death.
Yeah, that, you know what? Not a bad reason.
That's not a bad reason to give him up, but it is very sad. Just added to the melancholy of the storyline. Melancholy. The tech goes further and further into mania, I feel, throughout the show. How did you feel about his characterization and him being the villain, and just not just his acting and portrayal, but Like his motivations.
I'll
kick it off. So I was
Go
a
ahead.
little bit confused because they paint him as this psycho,
They do.
right?
They do.
He has killed multiple people, taken souvenirs off the bodies. He's collecting watches from the victims. And he seems kind of like a serial killer, but not really, because all of the people that he killed, they offended him in some way. Like he's got a very short fuse, terrible temper.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know. Maybe he is kind of like a serial killer.
There's a
Yeah, maybe
vibe.
he's-
There's a serial
there's a
killer
vibe.
vibe to him. I
And the reason why he stayed hidden and wasn't the face of the company and wasn't the true chairman, he was like the shadow chairman, was because he valued his privacy and did not want to go down for any crimes that the company did.
I do not blame him. That's smart. That's a smart move. Keep yourself out of like the corporate affairs. But I think, okay, so here's what I do like. I do like that we show a character who has a quick temper, who could go like 0 to 60 immediately. And I like that in a villain because of the fact that you never know when the moment he's going to snap.
Yeah.
I do like that. And it does give us a threat, and it gives us an impending threat whenever he's on screen, because you never know.
He's unpredictable.
He's unpredictable. That could be the moment that he, kills someone, or it could be the moment maybe he laughs it off and just moves it along. And I like
Right.
that. I love when there's a bit of a chaos to a villain.
Right.
Yeah. And maybe
Yeah,
it's
I agree.
just maybe it's just me having this affinity for that type of character because I like the Joker so much in like Batman, because he is chaotic. You never know how he's going to react to a situation. So I like that energy from a villain. So I found that to be something that I liked watching from him. So now in terms of him kind of like not being the front of the company, but like still having kind of control and being able to like really bully his half brother and everything.
Yeah.
I think that was a good dynamic as well, because then you have a sympathetic character inside of the villain plot. Gives us a way to be able to be like, oh, if something changes here, that can change the whole outcome. And
Right. He's a wild card.
He's a wild card. So, and luckily for us, that's kind of what happens here. So, so overall, I really like the portrayal of the character. I'm not going to sit here and say the best villain, but I still think it's an engaging villain and an enjoyable villain to watch.
I'll go out on a limb and say if they had tightened up the tone and made it the dark mafia thriller that they had promised us in the first sequence of the show, that this villain would have worked a lot better, because they would have pared down some of the ridiculousness, some of the like screaming in the car kind of tantrums that he's throwing, and really dialed it into a polished strategist and a chaotic villain,
Yes.
which we do get glimpses of throughout, but because of the tone of the show and the way that they kind of had him bouncing off the walls and having tantrums, the tantrums really threw me.
Okay, so I will agree with you that tantrums are a little out there. They're a little much. We don't really need to like full on thing. I think one tantrum is fine,
Oh, true. Yeah.
but multiple, it starts to get into a little bit of overkill. Then you don't
Yeah.
really take the character as seriously as you should, because he's constantly on a tantrum. So
He's a murderer.
he's a murderer.
He's a fiend. He's
fiend.
bad. He's a fiend. Yeah. In episode 9, he kills one of the prosecutors with a hockey stick. You don't see it coming.
No,
They don't see it coming.
they don't.
And they kill off a witness who was trying to make a deal with Babel and a handful of the victim's family. Like, they killed innocent people. The ones that ended up in a van.
Yeah.
and they suffocated them essentially. Crazy. As soon as that episode happened, I was like, damn, that's cold.
Cold.
That's cold.
Very cold.
Speaking of cold, we got a quote in episode 10. Keep your heart cold. Revenge will go more smoothly that way.
Oh.
Oh.
Not a bad. That's a good line. That's a good line.
So in episode 10, we get a Netflix hallway fight with the laundromat / tailor going apeshit on the hired thugs that they get. It's a second round of hired thugs. The first round was goofy.
Right.
The second round are legitimate.
Yeah.
And he comes at them with a pair of the shears.
The shears and just...
And he starts stabbing them with the fabric shears.
Oof.
Bro.
That was good. That was good.
That was good.
That was a good sequence. Just like those quick stabs. I'm just like...
I know.
I'm looking and I'm just like, oh shit, he's like really stabbing him.
Yes, this is real. Blood is being spilled.
Finally.
Yeah. Finally. But that same episode, the tenants play the mafia game on game night.
Oh yeah, that's
and
right. I forgot about
they
that.
have a bunch of references to other K-dramas, and it's kind of a reunion. So the wrestler, Beanie Man, as I called him in my notes.
Oh, okay.
He calls one of the thugs who's in the travel agency. They're sending people in hot air balloons across borders.
Oh my god.
Do you remember that? So
yes.
That was the first round of hired thugs. Then they become like travel agent, quote unquote. He calls one of those thugs a Park Seo-yi wannabe, which is a reference to Park Seo-jun's character in Itaewon Class.
Oh, okay.
Who has the same god-awful hairstyle. It's terrible.
Good.
So that's... If you had seen Itaewon Class, you would have been like, oh my god, he does look like Park Seo-yi.
Yeah, I would have been able to be like, oh yeah, nope, totally makes sense.
No. Then that thug fires back that the beanie guy looks like a North Korean soldier. Bro, do you know who that guy is? He's part of the Chloe crew.
He is.
Crash Landing on You crew. Yes!
Oh, okay. So that's a clear reference to the show. Okay.
Yes,
That's
it's a reference to Crash Landing on You.
So I really like when stuff like that happens in TV or just in movies where they reference another person's show that they did somewhere else. That's always great. I love when they do that.
And there's actually two people from Crash Landing on You now that I think about it. There's the beanie guy.
Okay.
And the Homeland Security dude.
Yes.
He was also in Crash Landing on You. He was like the insurance agent who was desperately looking for her because he didn't want any harm to come to her.
Right.
She gave him a lot of business and he was really grateful for her. So two Chloe alum. Yeah.
Two Chloe alums.
Yeah. Nice. What'd you think of episode 11? They call him Mafia Corn Salad. This is a gross mispronunciation of consigliere.
I mean, look, the show is just going from tone to tone. Like, I get if they're doing it like in a way of just making fun of him type of way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I get it. They can do it that way. But if they're not really making fun of him, it's just that they can't pronounce it type of thing, then it's something else. Then it's just like, this is not great. But if
they kept doing it, I thought it was funny.
But since they kept doing it, they knew what they were doing. So So then it felt right.
They had the banner with the corn salad.
Yeah, as it kept going, I was like, you know what? This is actually not a bad joke.
Oh man, so I didn't get this. The arms dealer / lobbyist who got the good intel for tech in Italy on Vincenzo. Vincenzo captures him and he goes, the guy goes, I've been tortured by this is a paraphrasing. He's like, I've been tortured by the Russian mafia and all these other major players. This isn't my first rodeo, essentially is what the guy says to Vinny. Mm-hmm. And Vinny says, there's a limit to pain, but there's no limit to fear. And he starts playing Russian roulette with him with a revolver, which you're telling me that a few rounds of Russian roulette with a revolver is scaring this guy shitless enough for him to sing like a canary?
I think it could scare anyone because there's a difference between being tortured, right? I get being tortured is terrible.
So
and
you
awful.
bought it. You bought this.
Because I think the difference is that one pull of the trigger and you're dead. Not tortured, you're dead. So there's a difference between being tortured for information and you withholding versus, hey, if you give me the information or you don't give me the information, you're going to be dead. That's a difference.
He was going nuts with the revolver, though, because he was also doing like a Two-Face thing.
Yep.
Where he was spinning
the trigger.
And then pointing the gun at his own head.
Yes,
Vinny
he
was like going to commit suicide. Crazy.
Like you said, we saw it in Dark
Batman.
Knight.
Yo, episode 12, they have this impressions guy. They're dealing with someone at the old law firm. Man, I forgot the name of the law firm. But anyway, the evil law firm.
Right.
And he's like, I want to get out of this law firm, whatever. They're dealing with him. They want info from him. And they're like, why don't you give us another impression of Lee Sung-kyun? Do you know who that is?
Lee Sung-kyun?
Lee Sung-kyun. And he does the voice exactly like him. It's the guy from Parasite.
Oh, okay.
The husband with the really deep voice.
Yeah.
He does a spot-on impression of him from Parasite.
Gotcha.
And he kept doing. He did it like 2 or 3 times in the show.
Yeah, he did, but I didn't.
I was hoping you would catch it.
Yeah, I didn't catch it.
I was hoping you would catch it.
That's on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lee Sung-kyun is also from the drama. Yeah, you should have. He's also from the drama My Mister. So if you're looking for Lee Sung-kyun in your K dramas, he's also from My Mister.
Just in case you want to move your K.
This is funny. This is a yeah. The K drama that Tech is watching on his TV. Mm-hmm. You would never get this because you don't know who 2 p.m. is, but
no.
He's watching a drama on the television. The drama is completely made up. It's not a real K drama.
Right.
It's his 2 bandmates from 2 p.m. Chansung and Nickun. What's funny is Nickun went on a podcast a while back, and he was talking about this cameo that he made with Chansung. And he was like, yeah, Tech was like, oh, come and do this, cameo for me in the show, whatever. They're like, yeah, sure, anything for Tech. So they go, and they thought that Tech was going to be in the scene with them, or at least on set. Never happened. They just showed up to do their scene. Tech was never there.
Oh, wow.
Which I found hysterical.
That's pretty funny.
Definitely check out that God, I think it was a Dive Studios thing. Maybe it was the Eric Nam podcast where Nickun came and talked about that experience of going on Vincenzo. Oh man, I found that hysterical. That's something I would do, where I'd be like, yeah, man, come and do a cameo scene for my show or whatever, and then I don't show up.
And don't show up at all. That's really funny.
Yeah, don't show up to support your bandmates. Oh yeah, it's so good. Episode 13, I really liked the pig blood Carrie TED Talk, where they dump a bunch of pig's blood on Tech.
That's a good one.
Oh my God. That was a good one.
That's a good one.
I didn't like this. This is when I started to lose it. Episode 14, the piano teacher, who's also got a studio in Gumga Plaza, happens to be the programmer who designed the vault.
Okay, so this is my problem with the people, the tenants in this building. They all have these secret past lives where they're all perfectly suited for what they need. They got the wrestler, they got this hacker, they got a former mixed martial artist, they got conveniently all these people live in the same exact building. And it really drove me up the wall. This cannot be true. This cannot be real, and yet it is.
Absolutely. Yep.
That was a moment where I'm like, okay, the show's going too far.
It's too convenient.
It's too convenient.
Yeah.
Hey, this one person who has never demonstrated any abilities about this is a master at it.
Yeah.
So this is something that I think a lot of people have a problem with when they're watching something and then something is introduced out of nowhere.
Yeah.
In the middle of a story. I get that. Some people have a problem when it starts off and people have this amazing skill. That doesn't bother me because you're at least showing me from the very beginning,
Right.
this person is skilled at this thing. Whether you find it believable or not, it doesn't matter. From the beginning, they establish it. But here, episode what? Episode
14.
14? And now
Yeah.
is when we're going to get, oh, by the way, she's a hacker. Like, that doesn't compute. But
That doesn't compute.
all right, but
Yeah. I
Nonetheless.
found that each reveal for the incredibly adept Plaza tenants just gets more outrageous every
Silly.
time. Silly.
and then like they do like that plastering of like they show a picture of like their past life type of thing, which still like that got to me. Like I kind of started laughing because I was just like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
So
The guillotine file
oh yeah,
being another MacGuffin.
a MacGuffin.
Yeah.
That along with like a bunch of gold.
What's funny is that I think, let me see. Yeah, Gumga Plaza.
Mhm.
Gum means gold in
Ah.
Korean.
There we go.
So Gold Plaza.
Oh cool. Not on the nose at all.
Not on the nose at all. Oh man. So, let's talk about chemistry right now because in episode 14, they go to the museum under this whole undercover thing and they kiss at the museum.
They do.
And there's like this proposal that they walked into. They had no idea that the couple they were masquerading as were coming for a proposal. What did you think of this whole scene?
The scene, I mean, worked for me.
It worked.
It worked.
I
think it's good. I think we needed the moment where they finally, kiss. So important for a show. For me, like if you're going to have a, flirtation, romance between two characters, make sure you build it out and get to that moment where they finally kiss because they need to get there. They need to get there. So I'm glad it's not one of those things where they like wait till like the end of the show. You need to have that tension. That tension has to be there.
Okay. I didn't feel much tension throughout the show, but they did have that one scene where she was like, I caught feelings for you, but I don't know. And she was kind of drunk. And then she was like, let me see if I have feelings for you. So she gets up and hugs him.
Yep.
And you can tell that he's caught feelings.
Yes.
And then she's like, no, I was mistaken. And it's just, I definitely didn't catch feelings for you.
Exactly.
And I found that funny.
It was funny. A funny sequence there, but that it's going to
progress.
It's going to progress.
Mm-hmm.
So
I thought, go for it.
No, go ahead.
Go right ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, I was going to talk about the pigeons. Because we had episode 15.
Go there, but okay.
A horde of angry pigeons assails the mafia assassins like something out of a Hitchcock movie.
Yeah,
and it's awful.
Terrible.
I hated it.
It was awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought we were going to get past that without even talking about it.
No. No. Then we get a Lord of the Rings reference from Tech. I think he's talking about the guillotine file.
Yeah.
And he says, one ring to rule them all, my precious.
Oh my God. But yes, he is talking about the guillotine file at that moment. That is true.
Yeah.
It doesn't really work.
The righteous prosecutor that they were teaming up with for a couple of episodes betrays them. He was just after something big enough to barter his way up the chain. That was a given.
Yeah. Typical.
They had this whole analogy before where they're talking about, is this apple rotten if one side is fine and the other side is a little bit rotten? Is the whole apple rotten? Talking about the prosecution service and the legal, system here in Korea. And the guy was like, no, it's not rotten or whatever. And they were just trying to make a point that like they can't trust him.
Right.
Because he's part of the problem. He's in the prosecution service, which is
Exactly.
bought off by the Babel.
Yeah.
So he ends up turning bad. Not surprising at all.
Not surprising at all. No surprise.
I think the final 4 episodes are pretty good.
Yes, I was going to say we can jump into the final 4 and
The finale sequences of episodes because Tech kills his mom.
Yep. Tech kills
In
his
episode
mom.
16. They got some brute straight out of prison to strangle her. The poor frail woman couldn't fight back. She was dying of pancreatic cancer. I mean, it was despicable.
Yep.
And Taec is shown dancing with the lawyer Ajuma, gloating and laughing. Like, it's just like terrible.
Terrible person.
Really sinister stuff. Speaking of the lawyer Ajuma, I think that there was sexual tension between Taecyeon and Choi Myung-hee, the lawyer.
Oh.
What do you say to that?
I can kind of see it. I can kind of see it.
You can kind of
I
see
can
it.
kind of see it.
I was like, what is this feeling between Taec and the
What is
lawyer
this feeling?
Ajuma? I'm just like, what is this here? There was like not just a camaraderie, but like kind of an understanding because they're both dirty. They're just both awful. And it goes beyond him being her superior or her boss
Right.
or whatever. They kind of start to even the playing field between them. The distance
The
between
distance
their
between their
positions, and they
positions,
kind of see eye to eye, and they start working together, and their scenes together start getting a little more intimate. I feel
They
like
do.
those,
They definitely do.
like I just
So
okay. I was wondering if that was just me.
no, you can definitely
thinking-
see it. There was
okay.
some tension
Okay.
in the room.
Okay,
I agree.
Episode 18, they introduce another major villain player late in the game with the presidential candidate's right-hand man.
I hate
What was that?
this.
Yeah.
I hate when you introduce someone way too late in the game.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. And this has
With
happened.
2 episodes left.
Yo, dude. It's happened in
That was
other
bad.
shows where like they
I think that's bad
introduce-
writing.
Oh, it's terrible writing. It's like,
It's bad.
how do we introduce this plot point and whatever? And it's like, well, we can't introduce it with these characters we already have. Let's just bring someone new. Doesn't make
That
sense.
goes to show that this could have been cut down to 16 episodes.
Thank
Easy.
you. Yes. Another reason.
Easy.
It could have. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We digress.
Taec is in jail because Vinny backed him into a corner, and he thought, for protection, I'll just go in jail so Vinny doesn't kill me. He ends up walking right into a trap because that's what Vinny wanted.
That's what Vinny wanted.
And it's really not until episode 19 where we see the full might of the Vincenzo Cassano family,
Right.
where it's revealed.
Yes.
Because we have another hallway fight a la Netflix. The Plaza residents are all former athletes of some kind,
Yeah.
and they had applicable fighting skills.
Yes. MMA, wrestling, and all this other stuff. Just like, yeah.
Weightlifting.
Weightlifting, yeah,
and,
the weightlifter.
just so many.
Everybody
Different-
magically having the ability to fight.
Everyone's a superhero. I thought this was kind of
Yeah.
like, oh, they're all superheroes.
Yeah, they're pretty much
The
all...
Avengers have assembled. Yeah.
Bum, 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 ba-dum. That's the only thing that was missing. When they come down the hallway.
We should recut it so it's with the Avengers theme. Oh man.
Oh, that would be funny.
Okay. So we're not liking it, but we'll take it. Episode 20, Cha Hong. Oh my god. I'm having such a tough time
Chaeyoung.
remembering her name.
Chaeyoung.
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 Okay. She gets shot.
Yes. And I thought,
And-
they're gonna... I honestly thought for a second
What'd you think?
they were gonna kill her off. And it was like gonna be a
Ooh.
sad ending for that romance and for just that where you think they
Right.
won, and then at the end there was like that final retribution from the villains. I thought
Yeah.
they were gonna do it.
I didn't see her dying, but I did see her definitely getting hurt because she'd been unscathed this whole
Yeah, that
time.
makes sense. Yeah.
Even Vincenzo was in a coma and like recovered
Yep.
perfectly fine, but whatever. He got hurt. The younger brother, the half brother, actually dies.
He's the one that dies.
I thought that he would have lived. I thought
would
he
have
was gonna
survived.
live. I thought he might have survived, but he outright died. I felt awful. That was so emotional for me to see him go.
Yeah, that was
Because he was
tough
such an
one.
endearing character. Like, he turned out to be someone you could root for.
Exactly, and that's the big deal, is that he was the lone green growing out of a bad situation.
Corrupt
Yeah, so
atmosphere.
seeing that not being rewarded was
Mm-hmm.
a bit heartbreaking, for sure.
Yeah, especially after they kind of made it seem like he found a brother in Vinny,
Mm-hmm.
and that Vinny was a surrogate family for him.
Someone he could
And that was
confide
terrible.
in and
Yeah.
work with and everything. Yeah, that was a
someone who
painful
wasn't
loss.
going to belittle him and abuse him and bully him and
Exactly.
make him think he was going to die and all this stuff. He's just
That was a painful
brutal.
loss.
Painful loss for the show. Then we get a lot of offings in this last episode because there is a giant reckoning
bang,
which
bang.
finally happens. Bang, bang, bang. The corrupt prosecutor who we referred to prior, he gets his ass dumped off a roof. The chief prosecutor, who he's now the chief prosecutor, he was the lawyer with glasses.
Yes.
That man. He got shanked on the steps of the courthouse, bled all over the stone in front of the camera crew that was there. I mean, it was very graphic, I found, with like the blood like dripping down the steps and stuff. I was like, oh my God.
They really went after it in this final episode of just like really just upping it up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
violence
They
and
upped the ante a
everything.
bit.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, and they served it back finally to the villains. And the lawyer Ajima, what'd you think of her comeuppance? Because he kidnapped her, tied her to a chair barefoot.
Yep.
He had already done something to her feet, it looked like.
Yeah, there was
Which were barefoot?
something- Yeah, there was something that he did.
She
there.
she was already bleeding in pain from her feet. Then he said he was going to make her dance. And I thought, oh my God, what is he going to do? Signature Vinny Pyro move. He lights her ass on fire.
Lights are on fire. Oh.
And I was like,
Well,
wow.
Well, if you think about back in the court case, he kind of lets them like kind of get out of it. Like they win the court case, right? But the people that he wants specific retribution on, they don't get like the full comeuppance of the law. They get the comeuppance of Vincenzo.
Yes.
And that's what he really wanted. He wanted them to suffer the way he wanted them to suffer.
Yeah. And I love that aspect of the show where he's repeatedly like, if I wanted you dead, I would have killed you
I would have killed you
by now.
Yeah.
I would have killed you. And what was his nickname? He said his nickname was like Gato or something because he always plays with his food like a
He
cat
always
does.
plays with his food. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And that's what he was doing the last few episodes, was just toying with
he
them.
was toying with them. He wouldn't he would kill everyone around them just to show like, I'm not going to kill you yet because you deserve something worse and stuff like that.
This is worse. Definitely worse.
Definitely worse.
The Olympic wrestler, the Beanie Man, he got full on stabbed in the chest.
Yes, he did.
And while he was gasping for breath, what does he do? He asked Vinny to be the godfather of his baby.
The Godfather.
Come on. The godfather. Come on.
Come on.
Come on. Vinny finally gets Tech in a Russian mafia torture device. Like something out of Saw.
Yeah. Oh,
The movie franchise Saw. And Tech starts begging for his life or for him to just shoot him.
Yeah.
And Vinny even takes his watch as a trophy. Takes Taecyeon's watch as a trophy and just walks off. He's like, yeah, every 5 minutes, this thing's going to start drilling into your body and you're going to die a very painful death. And I was like,
Yo, dog.
whoa.
Yo, he wasn't messing around. He wasn't messing around, dude. He wasn't messing around. Yeah, that was.
I do like that they show Tech like the next day and he looks really weak and bloodied up, and there's this crow there that starts pecking at his body.
Oof.
Why did I think of The Lighthouse? Tell me why I thought of The Lighthouse with Robert Pattinson and
Oh my god. And
what's his name?
Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe.
Oh my god. Yeah, I can.
It was very Greek tragedy of them,
Oh.
I guess.
Another thing it kind of reminds me of is when, this is like a Game of Thrones thing, where villain finally like gets his comeuppance, and he's like tied to a chair, and he's already bloodied and everything from like the battle and the war, and as a last fu to him, like they release his hounds, and they're like they would never like bite me, then whatever. It's like, they haven't eaten for
Watch.
3 days. How loyal
haven't
is
eaten
that
for
dog
3
going to
days. really
really be? And so then, and just before like they show the dog attack, like they cut away to Sophie Turner's reaction, and she like kind of like in disgust, kind of like turns, but then she like turns back and watches it all like in pleasure. Like it was crazy. Yeah, it's really good.
Damn. Well, one thing that I liked about the show is that they did this more and more throughout, towards especially in the last few episodes, is they were kind of taking a page out of the Ocean's 11 playbook, where they showed some of the planning.
Yes.
But when it came to the execution, they showed the final product, which was extraordinary and shocking, and then backed up and showed you how they pulled it off for real.
Pulled it off. I like when movies and shows do that. Show us the planning, then the end result. Yeah. And then go back and show us how the end result actually went through. That's really, I love that device as a way of like explaining a story. That's a really good way of going about it.
Yeah. So they did that in the later episodes, especially. He gets out of Korea. He's got, bounty on his head, whatever. The government's after him. And he ends up sneaking back into Korea after a year. And he tells Taecyeon, oh my God, if I get her name wrong one time. Yeah, it is Taecyeon.
You got it.
Okay. He tells her that he took over the family and he bought an island off Malta and he missed her. And she ends up scoffing at that he missed her. And so to prove that he missed her, he kisses her and they make out on the stairs. Yep. And I have in my notes, love it.
Love it. No, it was a good. It was,
love that for them.
It was a good sequence. Yes.
Yeah, it was good.
It was good.
Now, I don't know how to feel about the final voiceover because he says he used 3 family members from a different mafia family as fertilizer for his vineyard. He doesn't care about justice since justice is weak and empty. If justice was merciless, then he'd yield to it. He swears he's still a villain. And the final line of the whole show is, evil is prevalent and vehement, which is delivered in Italian.
Right. I don't mind him showing himself as, I am a villain. I don't mind it.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, like, he still has, like, that mafia connection to him. You know? Right. He still has, like, that influence of mafia in him. Mm-hmm. So... yeah, I don't see a problem.
I thought that it would be a little, I don't know. I thought it would be a mixed tone, just like the rest of the show. This went full dark. Like, this was the tone that I wanted throughout the whole show. Like, I wanted a fucking noir.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know that's what I wanted
This wasn't.
And it wasn't.
Okay, this wasn't that, but the ending had a noir ending, so to speak.
It did.
Yeah,
and so I can understand it. So if you look at the show bookend, so if you look at the very beginning and the very end, and that is the only thing you saw, you would assume that the entire show was a noir, and it doesn't really go that way throughout the show. The show changes into something completely different. So I get the weird tonal shift and kind of like the disappointment of the way it ends, like in that regard, because it never completes its promise on what we thought it would be. Mm-hmm. And then it rubs it in your face with the ending. So I get it.
Okay. But I liked it. I like
the show overall.
Anyway.
Overall, I like the show. I think it's a good show.
I have come to the end of my notes. What else did you have to say? Oh, Cadillac product placement.
Yep.
Evidently, everyone in Korea has Cadillacs.
Of course they do.
Also, fun product placement with the Kopiko coffee tablets. I particularly laughed when someone was like, they wake me up. Did they give you that from Kopiko to say?
They must have. Just like,
yeah.
Oh, they wake you up. Okay.
Ooh.
Terrible.
It feels like in Truman Show when they're having an argument and then she has like the commercial and he just goes, who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? That's literally how I feel.
That's a good
when the product placement is overt, that I defer to that in my
Yeah.
head. I'm just like, who are you talking to? Yeah.
Yeah. The Truman Show. Who are you talking
Yeah.
to? That's a good one. Oh man.
All right.
On the show itself, I don't think I have anything else. I do like, I mean, everybody was dressed so well throughout the show. I mean, the main
impeccably.
players.
And the Boo Ral Ru Ro suits that were on Vincenzo.
Yeah, the just
Sharp.
suits on Vincenzo.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Just
Great stuff. We're doing
the Italian, like,
yeah.
just
Hand gesture.
hits.
What is that? What do you call that? Oh my god.
I don't know what the hand gesture. It's definitely
Chef's
an
kiss. It's
Italian.
like the hand gesture that goes with like chef's kiss.
Yeah,
like
it goes with chef's kiss, and yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that hand gesture. I mean, he is Vincenzo Casano. Yeah, so it goes well with it. So yeah. Overall, good show.
Yeah.
Wish there was more noir. Wish there was a little more serious tone throughout the show. I don't mind injecting some comedy, but not like at all these different weird levels that it did. So yeah, so I think the show's good. It's a good show.
Where would you rank it? Where did you say you would rank it? 4 or 5?
I want to say like 4
on
or
your
5
K-dramas?
on my K-dramas, because there's other ones that I watched thoroughly, but when I think about them, like I lost a little bit for them, you know? So this one's, I think, at a good spot at like number 5, but I got to look at the shows again, because my clear number 1 is Signal, you know?
Oh my god.
It is.
You love Signal.
I thought it was a great show.
You're like, yep.
I thought it was a great show. So, but yeah.
Nice. All right. I think that's all we have for
think so.
Vincenzo.
Yeah, I think we went through the show pretty well.
We gave it a thorough rundown.
Yes, we did.
It was, yeah. Anyway, I think we're just going to get out of here. Rico, please say a word to everyone who is wishing you well and loves to hear you on the show.
Yeah, of course. So thank you to everyone who has supported the show, who has asked about me and me being off the show for such a long time. Health was part of it, but also my job kind of keeps me away from this part of the aspect of Always the Critic. So again, much appreciated. Thank you for all the support that you show. Jessica on Daebak for showing us support on Always the Critic. Overall, it is something that it does not go unnoticed. So thank you, and we appreciate you guys.
Yes. All right. Thanks, Rico. I'm so upset that this is pretty much it for season 3 for you, but I'll be back for more next week, as you all know. That's been our show. I'm Jessica, and this has been the Daebak K-Rambles Podcast.